So now that we have our sprinting and everything set up, what I want to do is go ahead and implement a gameplay ability that is going to basically handle our sprinting as well as things like decrementing our stamina and all of that. So to begin, I want to go to, I don't think I have any ability stuff in here. Yeah, I figured. Go to our main module, go to our gas, abilities, and here's where I kind of want to start doing some organization, but let's go ahead and do first a input gameplay ability. And let's call it gameplay ability underscore sprint. Keep it simple. And we want to organize this into kind of, oops, punch the mic, into some subfolders. So we have our crouch and our sprint. I'm going to correlate these to movement. So let's put in a subfolder called movement, like so. And then we can take our crouch and move it in there as well. So do the same thing to the .cpp. And then here we just need to fix the include. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of the editor as well. We have our new folder there, good to go. So to begin, make our public section, go ahead and do the constructor. And I am going to, at least not right now, but I want to have the can activate ability. So that way, if we're doing things like if we are crouching, I don't want to sprint. If we're sprinting, I don't want to crouch, blah, blah, blah. However, we end up planning to do this. And I want to override the activate ability and end ability, as well as input released. So we're not going to implement all of these yet, but I just want to have them here. All right, let's go ahead and clean them up. Okay. There we go. All right. So like always, we want to go ahead and do our input tag, and we need to include our data tags, ability input tags.h. So let's head over there and make a new one. So we have our crouch and we have our sprint. So let's go to the .cpp and do the same thing. Make our sprint. So it'll be ability.input.sprint. Okay, so our input tag is tag underscore ability underscore input underscore sprint. Now we want our, what's it called? Instancing policy to be e gameplay ability, instancing policy, instanced per actor. And I think that is about it for the time being. Now, in our activate ability, we want to go ahead and grab the avatar actor. So that way we can grab the movement component and call our start and stop sprinting accordingly. So we can have a function that, casts the avatar actor, then grabs the movement component, then casts said movement component, or we can make a simple function to get it for us. So let's make a new protected section. We'll do a U, what was it? U character movement extended component, and call it get character movement component. And let's actually make this a constant. And don't forget to forward declare. So in here, we want to go ahead and get our avatar actor and basically cast that to the A character class. So if A character, let's just do character equals cast A character from get avatar actor from actor info. So we need to include a character, which is the game framework character.h. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and include our components, character movement extended component.h as well, because we're going to need it. So once we have this, what we can do is return character get movement component, which I think they do have a templated one somewhere. So it's not that. Oops. So we have Let's see. So there's ones for the player state, controller. No, I guess not. I really thought there was. So we're going to have to cast this manually. So return cast of the type U character movement extended component. And otherwise, if our character is invalid, we just return a null pointer. Okay, so if our character is valid, meaning it casts to the character class, we can return the given movement component. And we can actually let's make this a little bit more freeing. Let's do a pawn instead, just because that's going to allow us to, in the future, more easily, if we decide to use mover or something, it's just one slightly less thing to deal with. So change the include to pawn.h, and that's really it. So we're doing the exact same thing, just using the pawn class instead. So now, in our activate ability, we want to simply start sprinting. So we can go ahead and get character movement component, start sprinting. And then in our end ability, we can then simply do a stop sprinting. And that's it. Now to trigger the end ability, we want to use our input released. So we're going to call end ability and pass in the handle, actor info, activation info, and true because we want to replicate the ending of the ability, and false because we did not cancel it. Now the only thing we want to do here is basically if we are locally controlled, we want to start, and if we're locally controlled, we want to stop. So if is locally controlled, we want to start sprinting. And if we're locally controlled, we also want to stop sprinting. So let's go ahead and build, make sure everything compiles just fine. And the reason for this is we don't want to call start and stop sprinting on the server. So we want to do it just on the client and let the movement component basically take care of everything else. Now, the reason we want to also activate this ability and such on the server, I'm going to go ahead and launch it so I can get everything else set up. The reason we also want to launch this ability on the server is so we can do other things, such as predictively decrement our stamina. So very similar to how we did our full auto decrementing our ammo, we can do the same kind of thing with our, that wait delay ability task to gradually decrement our stamina until we have stopped sprinting. So to begin, let's go back to our pawn and delete where we did our start and stop sprinting, test logic. We don't need that anymore. And we want to go to our input. Let's open up our DA ability inputs and go to our crouch input action, duplicate, and make it a new one called IA underscore sprint. And just like we were doing with our abilities, let's go ahead and start organizing to a new folder called movement. So sprint and crouch, go right into there. Yeah. And then let's go to our context, IMC abilities, add a new entry. So this one will be IA underscore sprint. Make sure it's the correct one for the SKG zombies. And we'll do left shift. Okay. Then we can go back to our DA ability inputs, and I'm going to collapse all. Add a new entry. And this one will be, again, the sprint. Make sure it's the right one. And the input tag is also going to be ability.input.sprint. So we can save that. Then go to our player controller, our player state, and add as a starting ability the sprint ability. Compile and save. And let's just make sure that it actually works. So start moving, left shift, and we can sprint and stop sprinting as we release it. Let's make sure on the client that the same is true, which it also seems to be. Okay, So we have ourselves set up with a sprinting ability, and everything seems pretty much good to go there. And this is going to allow us to kind of do some more things as we see fit. Because again, like I had mentioned, we can predictively handle our stamina, although in our case, it really doesn't need to be something that is predicted. It just needs to decrement. And, we can wait and receive it on server side. Personally, I don't think it really matters, but I digress. So now that we have that, the only other thing that I really can think of at the moment, movement wise, that we need is a jumping ability. And that's also going to be something that is dirt simple. But what I want to kind of start doing is go ahead and start working into those conditions. So, for example, I don't want to be able to crouch. Let me just show you. So I'm crouching and I can sprint while crouching. Likewise, I don't want to be able to sprint and then go into crouching. So I want to be able to have like one or the other be blocked. So if you are, say, sprinting and then you crouch, I would like it to stop sprinting. And then if you're crouching and then you have, press left shift to sprint, I don't want anything additional to happen. I just want it to block the sprint ability essentially. But yeah, that is going to be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.